great day today. All right, today is our Homemaking with Amy series. I am Amy. What we're doing for the year 2020 is we're going through our entire homes and we're gonna claim back the territory of our homes. I get a lot of questions and a lot of comments about people that feel overwhelmed in their homes. You know, how do you keep your house up? How do you keep up on laundry? How do you do what you do, Amy? Well, number one, I do it with Jesus. But number two, I've learned to simplify and set up some systems in my home. And that is what I'm gonna share with you this entire year. I'm gonna put a playlist to all the places we've done already this year. Hopefully you're going along with me. We're trying to do it in steps so it's not overwhelming, and I don't say, all right, just clean all your entire house and declutter and you'll be great. Because you know what, you're gonna start and you're gonna stop. So each week I'm giving you a challenge and saying, okay, work on that this week. So if you're just tuning in, go back to week one, start there. These videos will be here forever and you just do it as you can. Now sometimes your weeks may be different. Like last week I did my hallway closets, and mine are food storage places, and they may not be for you. That's just what we have to do in our large family home. And so some of these you might not have to do, some might be easy. You got it, it takes you real quick, then you can skip over and do the next one. So today what we're going to do is probably a huge one for everybody, big or small families, well, depending on how small your family. Laundry. Laundry, laundry, laundry. Do you feel like laundry overtakes your life sometimes? Oh yeah. We have a lot of laundry to do. Yes, we have a lot of laundry to do. My kids don't all do their own laundry. People say, well, have them do their own laundry. Well, I have younger ones that I mean, yes, I could teach them to do the washer, but they're still little. I'm still their mama. They don't have to do that job. I let my older ones, my teenagers, do their own laundry, and that has been a huge thing off of me. But back in the day, I had all little ones, and guess what? Laundry was a whole family event. So that's something to get some systems set up so it can be manageable. You can be caught up on laundry. We had a lot of loads of laundry, a lot. And diapers. Oh, we used cloth diapers. I had cloth diapers for 3 kids. Oh yeah, I just would change a baby after, and they were cloth. They were awesome. Love them. I would go back to them if I had any more babies. But we had to do diapers every single day as well. And so we had a lot of laundry in our home. Washer was going a lot, but we made it and we stayed up on it. And the reason we did is because we set up systems in our home, ways that we do laundry, all those good things. Now, throughout this year, we're also gonna get you on some schedules, things like that as well. We're gonna get through our house first, and then we're gonna take some time to sit, or maybe halfway in between. We'll see what we do, where we can help you set up your own schedules for your own home, cleaning schedules, daily schedules, weekly, monthly, all those things that's gonna help you and give you tools so that you can set up what's good for your home. So for laundry, all right, our home, this home now, the laundry is the smallest it's ever been, ever. And I have a bigger house and a lot more demands on the washer, but that's okay. Back in the day, we had a 1960 home when I had all 10 kids and little ones at home, and we had our laundry home, like it had a hallway, and then the washer and dryer was there, and then there was a shelf. What was awesome about that is Greg built a humongous shelf, not enough to, you just had to be careful not to hit your head on it. It was skinny enough to hold a laundry basket, and we put it along the entire hallway there going into the laundry room, because it was in the back of the house where you wouldn't, you know, be at. And what I did is I took labels, some tape actually, no, stickers, sticky. I was thinking, what did I do? Sticky labels, and I put underneath whose basket they were. So I had one for my husband and me. We had ours together. We had one for the older boys, the younger girls, the older girls, the little girls, diapers, and then the baby, whatever the baby was at the time. And so we just had, I got those $1.50 baskets at Walmart, and we just had a basket for every kid. I think it was funny, I saw Ashlyn, I don't even know. I was somewhere with Ashlyn just last year, and I saw her basket and her name was written on it. I'm like, oh, that's your basket. I'm like, you still have that? So we would just write their name, because I didn't have their names in the basket for a while. I'm like, you know what, put marker on it. So I put permanent marker and wrote their name on their basket. They had a basket, we had a basket for towels. That was on the floor because, let me tell you, there's a lot of towels, so I just had a huge one sitting on the floor. Just when they were clean, we put them in there. And so if you have a folding area, awesome. Don't complain what you have. If you don't have the area, you just set up what you can do for your family. We set it up in there because we were putting on the floor their baskets and they were getting dirty. And so then Greg was like, well, let me build you some shelves. So this home here now that we just have, you guys have seen my washer. It's going right now with my clothes. I'm like, hurry up and wash and dry. Somebody threw laundry in last night. I'm like, I need to do a laundry video today. So we're gonna let that run. I'm gonna talk with you about a few things, and then hopefully that'll be done and we can get over there and clean it. But this one is just a hallway closet. It's just a hallway closet laundry, and I was like, oh, where am I gonna put everything? So I loved back in the day when I could have a basket for towels, lights, darks, and then we had like a dark work one because my husband was working in the skilled trades and his clothes were really dirty, and so we had bins like that. And so every day, we didn't have laundry hampers in the bedrooms except for the baby. The baby had a little basket by wherever I changed the baby, and I just put the clothes in there because those were separate. But I would have the kids go through the house and take their clothes to the bins and separate them how they were, and that worked out good because then when I saw the towels were full, I threw those in, or when the lights were full, I just threw those in. That worked out good. I love that. I probably could have been, I was probably the most organized back then, but thank goodness I needed that because I had so many kids, and one less thing to mark off your list of stress. That was good. So now what I do, we moved into a rental house, we moved down here, and there was no room. There was no room to put laundry hampers anywhere, and I was like, where am I gonna put a laundry hamper? So, and even in our current house, there's not really a place to put laundry hampers anywhere. So, well, there is, but not really. So what I've done, we've been creative. The ones for my husband and I, we have ours in our bathroom. I'd be able to clean out a closet and stick it on the bottom. I think you've seen that. So I keep our hamper in like a utility closet in our bathroom. So ours goes there. And then I have one in the hallway here where my food pantry closet is that we cleaned last week. There's a basket there, and that's where everybody's towels, that, like, it's boys. Basically, it's Evan and the little boys, because that's who use that bathroom. And so their towels go in there, and then the little boys put their clothes in there. I might eventually, the reason why I don't like their hampers in their room with wet towels, because I don't want them to get, it is humid here in the south. I mean, we have air conditioning and stuff, but I just don't want that smelly stuff in there. So I put that in the hallway closet. Maybe we'll change it. I don't know how life will go, but for now, that's it. Evan does his own laundry. He keeps his clothes in a basket and a hamper in his room, so he does his own. But the towels, I always say, don't worry about washing your own towels. Just put them in the main basket, and we can do a big load together. So we do that. The girls downstairs, Jaden has her own laundry hamper. Brooklyn has her own laundry hamper, and Lauren has her own laundry hamper as well. And then we have the little utility cabinet, which I don't know if I've shown you. We'll get there eventually. There's not a lot of, we had to adapt downstairs a little bit because, you know, there's a lot of girls down there. And so I just bought like a utility closet from, I think it was from Walmart when we moved in here. And you open up the top, and it's like a cabinet, so they can store a lot of their supplies in there for the bathroom. And then the bottom, it was open. So we put a laundry hamper in there so it can stay closed, because they don't have a place in their bathroom for one, unless you set it in the bathtub, which they're always like, Mom, we don't like putting it in the bathtub. So they'd rather just put it in the bathroom, like showing it. I'm like, gross. I'm like, put it in the bathtub. So we put it down there. So what goes in there is Madeline and Autumn's clothes, and then the towels, all the girls' towels. Lauren will do her own towels, but because she'll hang hers up and use them, but the rest of the girls, they just shower, put them in there, and we do enough laundry that way. So that just works good for us. It's better than having their wet towels in their clothes for a while, because the girls don't do theirs as often as I do the little girls. And so that is how we do our laundry now. So then if I, like today is gonna be a busy, I got a next couple days are super busy for me. Normally I would grab all the laundry on a Friday, take it over to the washer, and then I would just, you know, pull the towels out and do it. So last night what I did is I went through and grabbed all the towels out of the boys and dumped those in, and I went to our bathroom, grabbed the towels out and put those in. Just how we can do it now. Sometimes if I could separate them in separate bins, awesome. They have those 3 bin organizers, that'd be great, but I just don't have the space in this home for that. And that's okay. You just adapt and overcome, ladies. When you got issues and you're like, what do I do? You just start getting creative and you go, okay, how can I do this? Adapt and overcome. That's what you do for your laundry. You just do what you can do for you. Sometimes you don't always have big giant, you open up those laundry rooms and you see them on YouTube videos and you see them on Pinterest, and you're like, they got the bins up top, they got a big giant space to work, and you're like, oh, I wish I had that. Yeah, I wish I had that too, but I don't. So since I don't, I'm gonna do with what I got. So that's how you work your laundry room. However you have, you do. So we're gonna talk a little bit about washing and laundry, things like that. So when I have my kids, and I always tell them, I say wash your towels separately, because if you wash your towels with your clothes, they will get fuzzy. I said it's okay to throw a towel in occasionally with your clothes. If you have like one, it'll be okay, but for the most part, just do, you know, towels. And I say do your dark separate from your lights, mostly like your whites. We pretty much are able to throw, we don't have like a lot of, most of my clothes are all darker. I have a few light clothes, but most are darker shades. So I just throw all my clothes in on a laundry wash. I throw my husband's in. If I had something light, I might wash it separately. We do towels separate, things like that. And then we wash everything in cold water. I've been washing in cold water since the beginning of time. I started out washing in hot water, warm water, and then someone said, save on your electric bill. And I'm like, what? Save on my washer, it's not gonna be warm. And then I'm like, oh, cold water works great. Then they like came out with cold water washing soap, and now pretty much any soap works with cold water. So we use cold water always. always have. The only thing we did hot water was diapers, because you need to sanitize those, or if we had to bleach something, then we'd use hot water because it activated the bleach a lot better than cold water does. But I think they have cold water bleach now, but I could be wrong. I don't get it, so I don't know. But diapers were the only thing we did hot water, because obviously you have to clean those really, really well, but we always did cold water for everything. And then after, when you fill up we try to do full loads of laundry. It's better, it depends on what kind of washer. Like we have a high efficiency washer now, so my washer adjusts to the weight of the clothes and how much water goes into it. We got that. If you have a large family, I had, God is so good. I had, when we moved in here, there was something with the septic. It worked out to be completely fine, and I knew it would because God is awesome. But the guy, I got to talk to, the septic guy, and he shared a whole slew of information about how we can keep our septic good. And the number one thing was change all of your appliances that use water to high efficiency, you know, good watery things. So we changed it. I'm gonna go talking about washing. We changed our faucets, we changed dishwasher, sinks, nozzles, all that things, and the toilets are all high efficiency toilets, and the washers. That was the big one, he said. I can't remember the numbers, but like a big giant drum washer fills all the way up with water. That's a lot of water to go down into your septic. If you gotta watch your septic because you got a lot of people, then you need to change out. So then we got the high efficiency washer, well worth it. Our first year here, we didn't have that for a little bit. There's the washer. And our septic did fill up like that year, and I was like, and we have not had an issue dumping our septic at all. It has stayed good. So, and we do a lot of laundry, and we do a lot of water and a lot of showers. There's a lot of people, but our septic has been good. And so use the high efficiency washer if you can. So what we did is, so I can do small loads, and it doesn't matter, but if you have a drum washer, try to do full loads so you're not wasting your water. Make sure that you don't overfill it, because when you overfill your washer, it does not wash your clothes. I remember being a young wife and I'd shove those clothes in there, and then they'd come out and my husband would be like, how come there's deodorant stains on these still? I'm like, oh, it's because your clothes are just stinky and gross. Well, then I realized that you need to make room for the clothes to spin and shake inside there and get clean. So the less you do, the better your clothes will get clean. Just a little tip from a wife that didn't know early on. And so make sure you get some room in there for it to go. We just use laundry soap. We've always made our own. So I think before, last week I talked about, no, it was last week, I talked about the natural cleaners, stuff more like completely different video. We always made our own laundry soap. I'm gonna put a link below this video about how we made our laundry soap. We did that for years, and I absolutely loved it. It was cheap. It was like we had laundry soap making day, and we made tons of it. I even had sold it, started a little side business called Brookside Naturals, and I sold it at an earth fair that we had, and it was great. And so we moved here. I couldn't get all the same ingredients as we could, and then washing in our mountain water is different. I know, it's weird. I don't know, but I started using my laundry, and I was like, at times it wouldn't dissolve in my wash. I don't know if it's just my washer or what. We had a high efficiency in Michigan, and it dissolved the soap. Here, this washer, it does not. So I stopped using it, and I buy the Walmart $6 big giant tub of Sun. If I had babies, I would think of making the homemade or going for a clear natural one, because of eczema, things like that irritates their skin. But now my kids are older, so they are fine. So we just use that. That's all we use. I don't do smelly crystals. My kids like smelly crystals, and my husband will be like, honey, why don't you buy the Tide? It smells so good. I'm like, just wash your clothes and put some body spray on. It's like, I don't mind smelling like the laundry detergent things, but I know we'll get clothes and things from people, and it's just, you can smell those chemicals, and you're like, this cannot be good, sleeping on this and breathing this in. And so I get that they smell good, and you can smell like a fresh garden walking by, but that is just heavy scent. Ugh. I'd rather put some body spray and just smell my blueberry smell or vanilla or whatever I have on for the day. So we don't do anything besides the laundry soap. I put in a little bit that the thing recommends, and that's it. We don't do, some people do vinegar in the rinse, or softener. Don't do softener. Softeners coat things. I've learned that back in the day. I know my son Evan, he started doing his own laundry, you know, so he got to go to the store and buy his own detergent. So when you start making money, and the teenagers do, they always like, oh mom, we need to buy the expensive smelly stuff. I'm like, go right ahead, but I have a lot of laundry to do. This is why I buy this cheap one. So they'll get the expensive ones, but they bought laundry softener, and I was like, oh, even though it smells good, I said, all it does is coat your clothing. So what I learned, especially from having cloth diapers, like the liquid detergent, dryer sheets, all those things, it leaves a film on everything. and so it over time it builds up, and then like I know like diapers, if you use it on diapers, it builds up and the pee smell won't come out, and it just is gross. They don't absorb as well. So, and also it coats the inside of your dryer. So right away I was like, okay, I'd rather have you go buy like those crystals, those shaky crystals if you want smell, versus the liquid that's coating everything. So he did, threw the other stuff out, but that's what I would do. If you want smelly stuff, I mean, I'm not promoting chemicals, you do you, but use if you want smells, do the little ball things, or laundry soap with smelly stuff. We've added a couple scents of essential oils in the washer and put them on those dryer balls as well. I gave up on those dryer balls. I'm like, does it really make a difference in your dryer? I don't think so. We do so much laundry. We used them for a long time. I had probably 7-8 balls in there, and I thought, does it really make a difference drying? I don't think it makes a difference drying. So I don't recommend any of that. Just put them in the dryer and dry your clothes. We don't even use dryer sheets. I have a box you'll see, but I got that from Grandma, came down, and she does her laundry that way, and so they're still up there. So the only time I use those is when the kids' hair were staticky in the winter, and I'm like, oh, take a dryer towel, wipe it on your hair, and it'll make it not stick up. But other than that, we don't use it. So just dry your clothes. And then I say, before you put them in the dryer, look through them. If you have anything nice, hang it up. I know my clothes, if I put anything in the dryer, I usually hang up my shirts, my dresses, because I don't iron. Don't like ironing, so I usually hang everything up that I want hung up. That's the way it is. Sometimes it's a little wrinkly, like I had a dress today I was gonna put on, and I was like, ooh, that's a little wrinkly, so it's okay. So, wrinkle-free clothes. So we just hang up what we need, and the rest put in the dryer and dry. We have a gas dryer. It dries super hot. It was the same original dryer in this house. I kept it. I didn't replace it because it works awesome. It works so good. I can like have my washer's an extra large washer, and that dryer is just a regular dryer, but it dries that extra large load in like no time flat. I'm like, that's a good dryer. So we also did, we hung clothes out. Always hung clothes out, always did until we moved to North Carolina. Back in Michigan, we had like, I don't know, 5 or 6 clotheslines, and we would just, laundry day, you'd take your basket out there, and you would, the poor kids, because we had chickens and ducks and everything else, the grass was wet, and the older ones probably remember horror stories of having to hang laundry up in the morning. So we would hang our laundry on the clothesline. That was great. That for me was probably one of my most peaceful times, because I could get outside for a few minutes because the house was loud, kids are screaming, but walking outside, oh, so great to hang up laundry. I loved hanging laundry out. Loved it, loved it, loved it. We had a big giant Amish drying rack, and that's where I put all my diapers on, because we would do diapers every day. So I had the inserts. I think they're fuzzy buns, not fuzzy buns. The diapers that we had inserts and the outside cloth part. So we just hung the diapers over there and put the inserts on the little rack and dried, and we have that sitting right in that sunshine to do a natural bleaching on the diapers, and that was awesome. I remember those days. I love those. So we moved to North Carolina, and I was like, we lived in a rental house, and they had trees in the front. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna hang up a clothesline and just put my clothes out there. So we hung it, and then we hang clothes up. Well, North Carolina mountains clothes dry a whole lot different than they do in the flatter lands of Michigan. So we would hang our clothes up. They would not dry. They would not dry. They would stay, unless you had a good blowing wind day and sunshine and it was perfect. But the moisture from the mountain, we live in a very wet area, they won't dry. So we take them out and we bring them back in and put them in the dryer. Well, then I had a child that dealt with allergies, and then I was talking to the allergist, and they were like, do you hang clothes outside? I'm like, well, yeah, we hang clothes outside. And he's like, oh, you probably don't want to here. I'm like, what? So then I realized how much pollen is in the area here. Now I notice it more at our house now, because I started hanging things outside, and you can literally get a film of yellow pollen on them. So I don't hang anything out here. We had a couple things break, and then I did hang things outside, and that was good, but I realized like, oh yeah, it's definitely pollen on your clothes. And so we don't hang out as much. I would love to. That's the best way to save your money. We don't have any flat land. Like, you'd have to go behind the house here, and it's the mountain and the house, and so it just wouldn't dry because it's the moisture. And then over there, there's not a whole lot of room on the side, so we don't really have a place for a clothesline. One of my viewers bought me a clothesline, like a retractable one to hang up on top, and I'm like, that's awesome. I do have a bar. I took a shower bar and hung it up on our deck. So sometimes in the summer, I'll take my clothes and go hang those out up there to dry, because I don't mind. I like sun-dried things, but for the most part, we put everything in the dryer because of the pollen. I like to hang blankets sometimes over my railing just to get a little sunshine. I don't do it too long, not too much in the summer. Usually it's winter time when I hang them out, I know, but that's a good dry air. So we don't hang out. That would be definitely way more cost effective than using the dryer. Back in the day, we didn't use the dryer, and we hung out. I hung out more clothes when I had little ones than I did now. When there was a time that we just bought a washer and I didn't buy a dryer, and I just hung everything up. And that worked because I was home all the time. I was able to do it. So you do what you can do. Now for our family, for folding clothes, what I do now is the nicer things I hang up. So those are hung up. The girls have nice dresses, that's it. But everything as it gets washed goes into a basket. And I'll show you, I have one for my husband and myself, the little girls and the little boys. Jane and Brooklyn do their own, Evan does his own, so I just have 3. And then towels, when I do it, I have a basket for towels. And I just throw them in there. I don't fold as they come out, I just throw them in there. And then we have a laundry putting away day, and we take their baskets to their room, and I say, okay, and then we separate, and they put them away in their drawers. They just throw in their underwear and socks, that kind of thing. They don't fold in pajamas. The pants, I try to show them how to fold, and then we hang up all their shirts. So the same thing with the little girls, all their tops get hung up, and in their bins are their leggings, any jeans, underwear, socks, pajamas, and so those just get thrown in there. I've learned that little kids, like, you could go crazy trying to keep them straight and organized. Pointless, moms. They're okay. It's okay to be wrinkled. It's not gonna be wrinkled because they're just knit. As they get older, they eventually want to start. Every one of my kids, I've not had a child that has not gone, oh, I'm gonna start folding my clothes. Everybody likes to fold their clothes and make them nice and neat. So they do that eventually. So don't worry about even now, I just throw my socks and underwear and jammies in a drawer. My husband's over there rolling his underwear and socks. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, well, I like them all nice and neat. I'm like, okay, go ahead. But he's the same place, just pull them out and use them again. So we do that. Back in the day when we had little ones, what I did is I'd pull things out of the dryer. I tried, like I said, if you wash them and keep them separately. And I remember dropping it in the floor in the living room, and we had a big giant folding day. That was a lot of work. So I like, as they come out of the dryer, throw them in their correct baskets where they go. And then when you can put laundry away, okay, that basket's full, let's go put it away. Or towels, okay, let's go get that basket of towels and fold those and put them away. Okay, some laundry tips that have helped me over the years, especially with a lot of kids. You know what the number one thing is? My kids know that mom is not ever going to check their pockets. I don't say ever because sometimes I hear something and I'm like, is that metal in their coat pocket? And I had to take that out more than once. But they know I'm not checking pockets. So if you don't want your wallet, your MP3 player, your phone, your earbuds ruined, don't put them in the pockets. Make sure you check. And so I have washed wallets numerous times. You can just take the money out, put the money in the microwave, it dries up, it's fine, and leave the wallet out to dry. But we have washed earbuds, we have washed those little MP3 players. That's what it was back in the day. But I'm like, it's not that I'm purposely not like, oh, I see it, put in the washer. Usually I'm dumping the basket. So my kids have learned, mom doesn't check baskets. Tell my husband, my kids have learned that mom does not check pockets. My husband knows, wife does not check pockets. You empty them, that's your job. So I don't check pockets on anybody's. And I've taught the little ones to pull out their socks. When I do laundry, that is the worst, because I just dump it. I'm like, that's your clothes. You should surely be able to pull your socks out, because when they go through the washer and the dryer and they're all balled up, they don't get clean. So I'm like, you have to pull them out. So I teach them to pull their socks out, and then they'll actually get washed. If you have any clothes that are nice that I talked about, we hang them up right away so you don't have to worry. It minimizes wrinkles. So anything nice, hang up. If it's just everyday clothes, just throw them in their baskets. We had a little ice cream bucket I would keep next to it if I had a lot of laundry. And we put like hand washables in it. But for now, it's pretty much just my stuff. So I just know when I do my laundry, I keep it out, do it real quick in the sink, and then hang it up to dry. And I've also learned that flimsy baskets do not last as long as heavier ones. So if you're gonna go get baskets, know that if you get the cheaper $1.50 one, it's gonna break, so get yourself the thicker one. I think I said in the beginning that I had the $1.50 one. No, I did not. They were the square baskets. I apologize. Cut out what I said about the $1.50 ones. The $1.50 ones just break, bend, pointless. So get like this, I think they're $3 is the ones. They look like a bushel size basket. That's the one. They last longer. Same thing with laundry hampers. The cheaper ones do not last. Get the sturdier plastic ones. Some things that I keep near my laundry room is a little basket, and I have it hanging next to my washer right now. It currently fell on the floor, so today when I clean, I'm gonna pick that up. I'm excited for that. But in there, I keep a pair of scissors, so especially when we go Goodwill shopping, so I can take it out, cut the tags off, throw them in the washer. Money goes in there, anything I do find that does come out into my washer, I stick in that little basket. Ways that you can cut down on the amount of laundry you do, I tell my kids, the clothes that touch your body need to be washed. So like your leggings, your underwear, your socks, your t-shirts, those need to be washed. But if you just have a sweater on over top and you didn't really do anything, it doesn't need to be washed. If you just got a shower and you put on pajamas and then you're going to bed and you wake up in the morning, your pajamas can be worn another few more days. those are ways to do it. You can hang up your towels. We back in Michigan had a way that I had a bar or a towel bar, and we hung up everybody's towels after showers. Then we had wood heat, so it dried really good. Here, we don't have that same sort of circulation, and so the towels would get more musty and mildewy, so I don't like to do that. People are like, just hang up towels. It doesn't work that way in this climate and in this area. I'd have to set up a whole lot of different things, and for me, not even worth it. Just put them in the dryer for us. And so I always tell them that they don't put them, just wear them a few more times. Even your jeans, even though jeans do touch your body, if they're pretty good, you can hang them, kind of air them out for a little bit, and then just put them on the next day, and they're not too bad. And then for kitchen wives, mamas, you know, you should wear aprons. Aprons save your clothing. I don't always wear an apron now because I don't have as much, I'm not in the kitchen as much as I used to have to be. But I found that the $5 apron saves a whole lot of your shirts. I think every one of my shirts that I had, there's like a grease stain or a wet stain right here, because that's where you're at when you're at the counter. And so get yourself an apron, wear these out. I change mine out frequently and get new ones as they get dirty, because that will save a lot of your clothing. All right, so what we're gonna do today, and now I'm gonna go check my laundry, see if it's done, and we're gonna go clean our laundry area. So for myself, I have shelves. I'm just gonna wipe them down and clean them. They're wire shelves, they shouldn't be too dirty, but I know where the laundry soap is. There is a little bit on there, and I'm gonna wipe my washer down because it does get dirty because soap drips on it, and the dryer. Make sure you clean your dryer vent out as well. And then if you have one of those snake tools, use that to clean out. And I know next to it, in the back of it, is all dusty, so I'm gonna be taking my vacuum and cleaning out back there. So you guys ready to go clean up our laundry room? Yes. And if you get brave, my baskets are full right now, but you can clean out your laundry hampers. That's something else you can do today. Look in the bottom of your laundry hamper, look in the corners. There might be a little bit of dirt, black mold, something, I don't know. You might want to wipe those out as well today. So all right, I did a whole lot of talking. Now my washer and dryer are done. I'm gonna go drink another cup of coffee here, and I'm gonna go start cleaning out the laundry area. All right, let's go do that. All right, so now that I've wiped everything down, I left up there, you saw we had bleach up there. I keep my bleach up there out of the way. Still don't like to keep it in the cupboard. And then I have a spray bottle of Lysol. I guess I can put them into the sink, but kids like it here to spray shoes out or for whatever. And I do have some dryer sheets from Grandma. Here's the soap here, the extra soap I keep in the hallway closet. This shelf is nice for having this, and I put my towel basket here. But right now the towel basket is full. So usually I have the 3 baskets on top, and then the towel basket right here that I don't throw like when it's hugely full, like right now. But if there's just a few washcloths, I'll stick in there. So now I wiped everything down, squeeze that water. You see how I squeeze that water in those little cracks? Because this is a really dusty area because the dryer vent there is behind it, so it gets all in everywhere. So now I'm gonna clean the washer, the inside. How do you clean the inside of your washer? Well, one, you can buy those expensive tablets at the store, and that's okay, I guess, to use, but you can use good old vinegar. Vinegar cleans your washer really well. Pour 2 cups in your washer. It'll do amazing cleaning it out. So we like the top loader. This is the Whirlpool Cabrio. It's not an extra large washer. I won't say extra large, but it is very large, the drum. And I've had people go, wow, your washer holds way more. And I know when we went and stayed at a Airbnb for Ashton's wedding, we used their high efficiency washers, which were the front ones. Avoid the front ones. The seal gets wet and it leaks and all your water comes out. Do the top loader, high efficiency, it'll last you. I've never had any issues, but most people that I've talked to that have had the front ones where they open up have had more water issues than ever. And a lot has to do with what's in your water in your area. to create stuff on those water things. But anyways, those washers were super small, and I was like, this is like a regular, and they were like Samsung, really nice ones. I'm like, but the drum was so tiny. So my drum is huge inside, which is awesome. And so I'm just gonna pour 2 cups of vinegar in here, and then I think I have a clean washer. Yep, clean washer setting. Turn it on, it gets the water really hot, fills it up, and it cleans it out. That'll get all the little stuff if there's anything like any kind of sediment. We don't have a whole lot here in Michigan. We have rust, things like that in our water. Our water here mostly is mountain particles, but our whole house water filter catches everything, so I don't really have issues with this now. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna finish wiping this down, wiping my dryer down, and then I'm gonna get my vacuum out and clean out the side, because I know there's stuff down there. Okay, so this little basket was here when I moved here. I'm gonna keep it right there. Maybe one day I'll replace it. I don't really care. It's in my closet. I don't see it. It just holds scissors. It's gonna be loud over here. And anything that I find, like wrappers and tool bolts that go in my washer, you know, guitar picks, all the above. Oh, a Lego hair hat. So maybe I'm happy to find that. All right, let's go back to the kitchen and we'll talk there. It's a little quieter out here because the washer is going. So I got myself I got about 50 cents here. Back in the day when we used a lot more cash than bank card, I used to be able to like collect tons of dollars and quarters, and then the kids and I would go get slushies or something fun for a treat. So, but now the washer's pretty much empty. Once in a while, I try to keep the money out of the washer because I tell the kids what it does, it gets in the drum of the washer and the lines, and as it's spinning around, scrape it, and it's gonna like make friction and not be good for your dryer, so, or your washer. So I have an hour left on my washer cleanup. It's gonna go through its cycle and be done. It's cleaning, it's sloshing the water, you can hear it. My dryer is on right now. I emptied my vent. Make sure you clean your vent. Make sure you clean your vent. That's so important to do that. If you don't do it every wash, I don't do it every single time I put in the dryer. I don't, but I do every few times, like for sure. Like today I was like, okay, do I need to check it? I need to. Well, then my dryer vent is, you can tell it needs to be rinsed out. I haven't rinsed it at all. Usually I just clean it, but you can see the little screens need to be washed. So as soon as that load is done, I'm actually gonna bring it to the sink here and spray it out to clean the fine screens. You want your stuff to last longer. You know how you do it? You clean the filters. The best thing you can do is not make your appliances work overtime. Clean those filters. Your vacuum, wash those filters out, let them dry. Same thing with your refrigerator. Clean out the bottom of your refrigerator, get all the dust out. I just did that. The dryer washer, I didn't pull those out because it's a little bit of a job to maneuver them out, because you have to push them all one way and then pull them out, and ours is hooked to a gas line. I don't want to hook anything to it like that, so just so I'll just, you know, vacuum around it. I found stuff on the bottom, socks and my little things that had fallen down over the last few months of it, because it's hard to get stuff out of those little cracks when they fall down. So, but it's done. So when the dryer is done, I'm gonna take that vent and I'm gonna wash it off and clean it and let it dry. So, all right, what's your challenge for this week in Homemaking with Amy? Clean your laundry room. Go wash things up. You'd be surprised how dirty those little cracks are in the washer. Hopefully I gave you some tips on things that can help your laundry day go a little bit smoother. And then, you know what, eventually we're gonna get to a schedule, so you're gonna be able to learn how to implement a laundry day in your home. So, all right, I'm gonna go work on this video, and then I'm gonna wait for my washer. I got a whole nother hour, so I'm just gonna have to wait till it's done, and then I'll be closing that up over there. So you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I am gonna see you again tomorrow. All right, bye.